Here, I'm gonna do a real quick video about not giving a fuck, okay? This is gonna be a series of this week. I'm gonna every day talk about something that could be practical to you in your life that you can apply. It's gonna improve your life, okay? We're gonna talk about this mindset of not giving a fuck. There's that really popular book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. I haven't read it, but I'm sure that there's probably a lot of concepts in there that I'm gonna talk about. I haven't read it, but I don't know. I'm probably going to because I'm interested, you know? I am talking about kind of similar things here. So I have two things to say about that. One, not giving a fuck allows you to be very, very, very certain about your goals, your direction, your purpose, your intention, your mission in life. You want to be very, very, very set, right? You have a goal. You have this desire, or you want to do something. You have something you want to accomplish. You're going to go for it and not give a fuck what anybody says. Because it's very, 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 very common. People, even your friends, your family, might disagree with your plans, disagree with what you want to do, disagree with, you know, your goals and your purpose, your mission, whatever it is that you want to do. They might not agree with you. Okay. Now, to stay on your path, you can't give a fuck what they think. You just can't. You know, you just can't give a fuck. You have to be very, very, very. You have to give so much fucks about what you want to do, and essentially kind of block out their opinion in a way. Now, there's a fine line because you don't want to block everything out where, you know, somebody who's gone down your path might be able to give you good advice. They might be able to give you good advice where, you know, they might point out the blind spots because you don't know everything. You don't know everything, nor do you want to pretend like you do. So you don't want to blind yourself to other people's advice. You don't want to do that. Don't pretend you know everything. However, you do have to have this amount of certain amount of not giving a fuck so that you can keep focused on your goals. You can be assertive on your path. That you're not going to be swayed easily. You're not going to be distracted by other people's expectations, your family's expectations, your friends who's gonna say, oh, that's too risky. That's a big chance. That's a big risk. Why would you take such a big risk? Like, well, it's worth the risk. What are you doing that's so safe, right? What are they doing that's so great and so safe? Is it safe to just be complacent and do nothing and just be mediocre and not ever take control of your own life, never make a decision? Is that safe to do that? I think it's all about mindset. In my mind, that's the opposite of safe. That you never ever took control of your own life. That you just never made a decision. That's not safe at all. I would say it's safer if you make those decisions and you take control of your own life. So that when shit hits the fan, well, you're the one in control. You're the one that react. You're the one to be proactive about something and go fix it, right? Now, number two, you're not going to be affected emotionally or your thoughts, what other people might say about you. For example, in a positive way, people might give you compliments, but it doesn't matter, okay? You can take the compliment, but you're not gonna get too high. And if somebody disses you, well, that's not gonna make you go down either. You drive your sense of worth, self-worth from within. Have that self-worth come from within. You have like a spring that's inside of you. It's not the external that's going to affect you. It's not the weather, okay? You're not gonna feel shitty today because it's raining outside. No, you're gonna feel good because you feel good. You're gonna bring the weather with you. You're proactive about it, right? That's the difference. You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck what other people think. All right? You want to have that sense of groundedness. You're in your skin. You're certain. You're self-assured. You have self-conviction. you're persuasive, you have leadership qualities, you're proactive, you're the cause, not the effect. All these things from not giving a fuck, right? Now you can be, you know, you don't want to be like an arrogant, egocentric asshole either, right? There is like a delusional, you know, level of just not giving a fuck, right? Like you're too high on yourself, okay? You want to be on a good level, right? You want to stay kind of, you know, you want to stay a good person, right? And there's also like the bottom, like apathetic people that are just not giving a fuck because they don't care. Like they gave up. They gave up on everything. They're basically nihilistic about it. They don't care in a way that they actually don't care if, you know, you hurt, like they hurt other people. Like they don't care. Like, you know, good example might be like the Joker, the movie. The Joker. It's an apathetic person, nihilistic person who kind of turns into this person who just doesn't give a fuck, right? In a bad way. You don't want to be that either. You know, it's just kind of this like enlightened sort of. You're like you feel like you're above it all, but you essentially just gave up on everything. You don't want to be that person either, right? So, not giving a fuck, but in a good place, on a good level, right? Now, how to get that, I don't know, but you have to be your own judge about that. You have to be your own judge, okay? So that's my rant about not giving a fuck. It makes you assertive about your own direction. It's going to make you focus on what you want. You're not going to be easily derailed by the next person who's going to tell you not to do something. You're not going to be swayed by the next book. You're not going to be swayed by the next marketer. You're not going to be swayed by the next thing, shiny object, okay? All right, so here's an exercise you can do to not give a fuck. Stop giving a fuck and cultivate your level of not giving a fuckness. You can take your phone and take a tripod. For example, I have like a Joby Gorilla Pod. It's like this flexible tripod that you can put your phone. Actually, you have to get the piece where you can actually put the phone in, like a clamp. I have one from Manfrotto. It's a very good one. I recommend this one. It's very solid. It's made in metal. Super sturdy. It's not like cheap. It's like maybe about, I can't remember, maybe 50 bucks or something. I guess it's not that bad, right? It's good. For what you get, it's really, really great. And you take those three things. You can do it on your phone, or you can take a camera if you have a camera, and go out into a public place, right? You go to a public place and you do a speech just like this for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes straight. Now, why is this good? Because you have to go in there with a certain level of not giving a fuck, let's say, okay? That you are focused on delivering your speech, whatever it is, and you're gonna take away all the distractions, okay? You're gonna have people around, you're gonna have like, you know, maybe people judging you or whatever else, okay? Like, you're gonna just take all of that out, all right? And you're gonna be just delivering your speech. You're gonna be very, very, very focused, and you're gonna not be like bothered by all that, right? So it's a practice of like keeping within your skin, being grounded, and having that train of thought continue, you know, despite all the distractions, right? Maybe you're sensitive to judgments, like what other people are thinking, like, oh no, what are they thinking? You know, like all that, right? You're gonna just stay focused on your train of thought, right? And your emotional state as well. You wanna just be grounded. You wanna be solid in that, okay? So that's what it does for you. And, you know, it's 5 minutes, not very long, okay? And you can do it in a progressively more crowded place. You know, you can go to like inside a shopping mall. You can go to like a big intersection downtown. You can go, I don't know, anywhere, okay? But just progressively challenge yourself to put yourself in a more distracting and more, you know, potentially a place where you will be kind of self-judging, like you're gonna be self-conscious about what you're doing, okay? And another tip is before you go and do that, I suggest you write it out. Write out the thing that you're gonna talk about, to who you're gonna talk to, and what is your message? What is your intent? Like, what is the thing that you wanna really communicate? I think you wanna really have that down, right? It gives you direction, and also it gives you the sort of focus. Like, when you have all this distraction, you wanna have that, like, that direction you're going in. You wanna have a purpose. And this applies to all of life, by the way. If you have a purpose, you're not gonna be distracted by anything else, right? All the things that can distract you, you don't give a fuck about. You really give a fuck really only about your purpose and your goal and your mission. So that's what you want to focus on, and that's what you want to really do. So that's a good exercise to do that. It's a fantastic exercise to do that. So Another thing is like, look at the camera, okay? Like, look at the camera, look at the lens, all right? Don't look around, don't like check what other people are doing. Just really focus on what is happening, and you're communicating to that audience, okay? I was wearing my sunglasses, so I was cheating a little bit. But you get the point, all right? So you want to do that. You want to focus your attention to the audience, look at the lens, practice having that engagement, all right? And communicating that thing you want to say clearly, all right? And not giving a fuck, all right?